Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. I am Phila Claire P. Bensi, and I'll be your moderator for today's Power Pack session entitled Service Layer in SAP Business One and Do More with M365 Business Premium and Copilot. So we are excited to bring you valuable insights only brought to you by Arc1 Solutions Inc. in partnership, of course, with Crayon. So we'll be having two tech forces working hand in hand to empower modern businesses like yours. So always here in Arc1, we've always got you covered. And before we jump into today's knowledge sharing, so just a few housekeeping reminders to keep things smooth and engaging for everyone. Please keep your microphones muted unless told to speak. And you may use the chat box to post your questions at any time, and we will answer all of them during the Q&A. And of course, stay until the end for some exciting games, raffle prizes, and a virtual photo op. And please also follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn for the latest news. So if you missed part of today's webinar or want to watch it again, we've got you covered because the full recap will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon on ARC1 to stay in the loop. And now, to give you a clearer picture of who we are and why you are here today, let's hear from our energetic Engineer Erwin Padrique, our CEO, as he shares a quick overview of Arc1 Solutions Inc. and our dynamic partnership with Crayon. Hi, sir.
Hi, Tila. Maraming salamat for that. Good afternoon, everyone. Maayong buntag sa inyong tanan. Today, I am pleased to talk to you about the important partnership that benefits every one of you, our customers, the collaboration between Arc1 and Crayon. Why this partnership? Arc1 has always been committed to providing the best Microsoft solutions for your business. But we also recognize that to truly unlock the value of these technologies, it takes more than just a reseller. It takes a strong ecosystem, a team that delivers deep expertise, operational efficiency, and ongoing support. That's where Crayon comes in. As one of Microsoft's trusted global distributors, Crayon allows Arc1 to do more for you. First, better access to licensing and pricing options. Second, faster deployment of technologies. Third, deeper technical expertise that guides your investment. So what this means for you, with Arc1 and Crayon working together, you have a stronger team making sure your Microsoft investments work harder for your business. Together, we help you reduce operational costs, save time, and optimize your resources. Whether you are migrating to Azure or rolling out Microsoft 365 or implementing advanced security and compliance. So why it matters now? Modern technology is no longer a luxury. We all agree to that. It's now a necessity. The right tools enables efficiency, agility, and resilience. Our joint approach ensures that you have access to the best that Microsoft and its ecosystem have to offer. So you can focus more on your business and less on managing your IT. So friends, our call to action is that I invite you to explore this collaboration with us. Let's review your Microsoft environment and build roadmap that delivers greater value, greater efficiency, and greater returns from your investment. With Arc1 and Crayon, you have a trusted team by your side, and together, we're ready to help you win. Again, maraming salamat and good afternoon, everyone. Back to you, Fila.
Thank you, Sir Erwin. So now for our first deep dive, let's talk about the innovation in all across the industry. So now Let's discover how to unlock the full potential of the service layer in SAP Business One through the lens of its specific features. So, brought to you by none other than our SAP Business One development lead, Miss Regine Selmaro. Hi, Rog.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So I'll share my screen. So, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So I'm Rugin Silmaro, SAP B1 Development Lead here at Arc1 Solutions. And in this session, we are going to talk about a feature in SAP Business One called the service layer. So by the end of this session, you'll have a clear idea of what the service layer is and why it matters to your business. So here is a quick overview of what we will cover. First, why the service layer matters. Then we will explain what it is. Then we'll talk about its key benefits and high-level architecture, share some use cases and a real-world example, and then we'll have a demo of a live API. And finally, wrap up with a summary. So let's start with why this is important. So businesses today rely more and more on fast and connected systems. So customers expect real-time service. So yung mga manual steps, it slows everything down and can lead to errors. So yung service layer is part of SAP Business One's answer to that problem. So it helps connect your business systems and automate processes without needing a person to re-enter data. So the SAP Business One service layer is a RESTful API designed specifically for HANA version of SAP B1. So it was introduced in version 9.2, but is now also available for Microsoft SQL SAP B1 starting version 10. So it allows developers to access SAP Business One data using HTTP and OData protocols. So think of service layer as a bridge between SAP B1 and the modern apps. So ideal siya for integrating web, mobile, and cloud systems directly with your SAP Business One environment. So why we use the service layer? First, it lets other tools outside SAP B1 to get or send information to SAP Business One instantly. And then it is restful and stateless. It is restful and stateless. So it works seamlessly in cloud environments. And then it uses JSON, which is widely supported in modern frameworks. And it is a platform dependent and doesn't rely, it is platform independent and doesn't rely on Windows or COM. And it is secure, fast, and scalable. So perfect siya for web and mobile apps. So here is a simple view of how service layer works. So clients, whether mobile apps or web services, send HTTP requests to the service layer. And then the service layer authenticates, processes logic, and then talks to the database. So, yung database ni SAP B1. So, essentially, it acts as a gateway for secure, validated, and real-time access to SAP Business One data. So, and the service layer provides full CRUD operation. So, CRUD means create, read, update, and delete operations. So, you can you can like create data, post data to SAP Business One objects using service layer, read or update those data. So that's available for most SAP Business One business objects. So previously, before service layer was introduced, there was DI API. So DI API is SAP Business One's older integration tool. So it works until now. It works, but it is limited to Windows and needs local setup. While the service layer, on the other hand, is modern and web-based. So it works with cloud platforms, mobile apps, and uses standard formats like JSON. So think of it like this. DI API is like faxing documents, while service layer is like sending a secure instant message, so faster, simpler, and built for today's tech. So here are some sample use cases where we can use service layer. So these are real world application, like a mobile app for creating sales order, or an e-commerce platforms sync with SAP Business One inventory, or a customer portal for order tracking, and then or a custom dashboards using live SAP Business One data. So here we have a simple example, online ordering. So imagine a customer places an order on your website. So instead of someone from your team entering that order manually into SAP Business One, we can use the service layer to integrate the website to SAP B1 and sends the order information directly. So SAP B1 then records the order automatically and can even send a confirmation right back to the customer. So with this, nare-reduce yung wait times. Then it prevents mistakes and frees up your staff to focus more on important tasks. So what's the benefit to your business? faster operation. So, no delays for manual entry. Happier customers means quick confirmations and accurate inventory. And better decisions. So you see live and real-time data across the system. So for the authentication of service layer, authentication is session-based. So you first log in using a post request with the credentials of SAP Business One of your account. Then you receive a session token and then use the token in all subsequent API calls. So SAML and HTTPS are supported for added security. So always remember lang to log out sessions and handle timeouts gracefully. So now, let's walk through a simple post request to create a sales order using service layer. So right now, I'm using this tool called Postman. So this Postman is API tool used for testing APIs. So first, before we could send requests to service layer to access SAP B1, we first need to log in. So for login, we just need to send a simple post request for login and then send this data, the company DB, password, and username. So right now I'm using a demo database. So we'll just send this request to log in. And so the result, it returns 200 or okay. So that means the request is successful. And now here we have the session ID. So ito yung magagamit the whole time you are connected. So, meaning, nakalagin na tayo. And now we can try to post an order. So, right now, to post a sales order to SAP B1 using service layer, we need to hit the orders endpoint. And now we'll send a sample JSON data that includes the customer or the card code, doc date today, and some line item details. So we just need to send the request. Then let's wait for the response. So here, the response, the status is created. So, yung etong data na to, etong order na to na sinend natin, successfully created na siya sa SAP B1. So, eto yung response, JSON response from the service layer. Eto yung details ng created na sales order. So, here makikita natin meron na siyang doc entry and doc num na create. And then here, 'di ba, sa card code, ito yung card code na customer code na sinend natin. Yan. So if we check, i-check natin sa SAP Business One, si doc num 804. So sales order. Para makita natin na it's really posted. Punta tayo sa sales order. And then find So, eto na yung pinost natin na sales order through the service layer. So, eto yung customer. And then, the date is June 25, 2025. And then, eto yung item number. And then, the quantity. So, double check natin. So, item code is this one, A0001, and then quantity is 10. So, that's how kadali to use service layer. And then, we can also get all data. So, earlier, yung post request lang yung tinry natin. And then, pwede tayong example right now for getting all the list of sales orders. So, papalitan na lang natin yung post to get request and then the orders na endpoint and then send. So, ibabalik niya lahat ng sales orders na andon sa SAP Business One database natin. So, we have DocNum1 here, then 2, and then so on. So, and then, the documentations for SAP Business One Service Layer is readily available na sa inyo once installed si B1. Ano lang siya, inote lang na service layer is only available for HANA from version 9.2 and then for Microsoft SQLs from version 10. So, itong documentation na to, makikita nyo na sa inyo. Available na siya once you install SAP B1. So, yun. That's for the live API example. So, in summary, the modern... So, to summarize, the service layer is SAP Business One's modern API for the HANA version and the Microsoft SQL version 10. It's ideal for building web and mobile apps, dashboards, and automation. So it is RESTful, secure, and much easier to use than the older APIs. And then it enables better scalability and integration for growing businesses. So that's it for service layer. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you now have a better understanding of what the service layer is and how it helps your business. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Pila.
Okay, so thank you, Rog. So yeah, so thank you for that brief overview on how the service layer benefits the SAP Business One. So now let's switch the gears and take a short break for a fun game. So again, this is a co-sponsored by Crayon. Before we proceed with our next speaker, may I call on Marge, our game master for today's session. Hi, Marge.
Hi, ma'am, and thank you for that, Miss Fila. And good day, partners! I know you are all excited to learn more on this webinar, but before we proceed to our next speaker, let's loosen up a bit with a quick icebreaker and win 400 Gcash prize sponsored by Crayon. So my question for you, partners, how well do you know your keyboard? Or are you familiar with different shortcut keys your keyboard can make? I guess we'll have a little recap with this game. So, are you ready to win some prizes, partners? If you are, send in a heart or any reactions. Ayan, let me see your excitement, partners. Ayan, ang dami ng nag-heart. I think we are all set to play. So let's play. Click it to win it. Guess the shortcut keys, partners. So the mechanics is simple. There will be 6 items in this game, and all you have to do is type your guess in the chat box describing the function in Microsoft 365 of the shortcut key we present. And the first participant to send the correct answer will win that round. And please note, we will only consider the first correct answer that appears on our screen, and winners will be announced after the webinar. So are you ready, partners? Yes, I think we are all ready. So before we start, let's have a trial round. Ayan. Let's see some comments here. So what do you think is Control B used for? It's used in Word, OneNote, Outlook, PowerPoint, and Excel. Mukhang iisa lang naman ang sagot na ating partners. Is it bold? Tama kaya? Yan. The correct answer is for making a bold text. Yan. So, okay, remember that your answer doesn't have to be exact as long as you give the correct function of the shortcut key, partners. Then, you can win the round. And yan, I think we're all set. Let's play. Click it to win it. And for our first item, eto na, partners, dito na tayo magkakasubukan. For our first item, we have Control-Shift-L. What do you think is it for? Can be used in Word, OneNote, Outlook, PowerPoint. Some says here, filter, lock, highlight, Windows lock. Tama kaya yung sagot na yun? We'll see. Meron pa bang hahabol? Ayan. I think we should see if this is correct. If may nakakuha ba ng correct answer. Ayan. And the correct answer is, it is to quickly create a bullet point. May nakakuha kaya? Mukhang meron. And for our second item, we have Control K. Meron na agad sagot? What do you think? Hyperlink, link? And the correct answer for this is, yan, this is to insert a hyperlink. Mukhang meron naman. Maraming nakakuha ng tamang sagot pero yung first answer lang yung kukunin natin. And for our third, we have Control O. This shortcut key is used for Word docs, Excel, Sheets, PowerPoint, Open. What do you think? Open what? We have open, dialog box, open file, open new file. We'll see if that's correct, partners. And the correct answer for this third item is, ayan, open an existing file, document, or email. And for our fourth item na tayo, partners. This is a shortcut key used in Word, Excel, or PowerPoint. And this is to, what do you think? May nagsabi dito, find, replace, find and replace, find and replace. Yan. History, find, replace. What do you think is the correct answer? We'll see. Ang tamang sagot ay yan. Find or replace. Find and replace. Pwede din. And for our fifth item, we have Control-Shift key. This is a shortcut key used in Microsoft Teams. Yan. I bet after this, you will also try this command, partners. May mga nagsasagot pa ba? May nagsagot dito. Raise hand, duplicate current tab. May other options pa ba tayo? May other answers pa ba? Raise or your hand during a meeting. Add new task. We'll see. And the correct answer is raise or lower hand in Teams. Pwede nyo tong matry later, partners. Or pag nasa Teams kayo. And for our last item, what do you think is the use of Alt-Tab? Feeling ko, given na tayo, maraming gumagamit ng Alt-Tab. Yan. The correct answer for this last item is this is used for to switch tab or switching tab. Yan. Congratulations, everyone. We will just announce the winners after the webinar. So stay tuned on your emails at baka kayo na ang nanalo ng ating GCash prizes. And to all our partners, thank you for your active participation and wag po muna kayo malulumbay because there's more. So stay tuned until the end. And back to you, Miss Villa.
Okay, thank you, March. So, hope na-energize tayo doon ha. Mga new knowledge and mga new things. So, to all the winners, we will be messaging you one by one via email. So, for you to claim your prize, care of our sponsor, Crayon. So, up next, let's talk about productivity. So, from powerful collaboration to AI-powered assistance, let's get ready to do more with Microsoft 365 Business Premium and Copilot. So we are thrilled to have Mr. Arnold Chua, the solution specialist from Crayon, to show us what's possible in the world of Microsoft Modern Workplace. Hi, Arnold.
Hello, everyone. So good afternoon. I'm Arnold Chua. I'm from Crayon, and thank you for that spin, no, earlier by Sir Irvin, highlighting Crayon as a distributor as well. So we've been a long-standing partner with ARC1. We're here to support ARC1 and you guys when you have Microsoft questions on your inquiries. So I'm Arnold Chua. I'm from here in the Philippines. So baka may nagtataka sa inyo, baka Singaporean ako. Earlier, last week, I was with a government customer. No? So they thought I was from abroad. Oh, yes, yes, China. Akala nila China. Singapore, para medyo social. So I'm here to talk to you about do more with less with Microsoft 365, particularly for small to medium businesses. No? So we have a lot of products here in Microsoft. But top of mind of our customers right now is about flexibility, no, and collaboration. Especially now, we've experienced pandemic, no, and then right now we're working from different places. We do hybrid setup or we do remote setups. So right now we are more efficient in meetings. When a lot of people are working remote, and sometimes they don't feel included in meetings. No? Right now, when we work in silos as well, we fear that yung productivity natin will be impacted, no? Since we have a hybrid setup. And we want to ensure, actually, when we're doing remote work, we want to ensure that data is secure. So since we're accessing local networks, different networks, like ng coffee shop, access through phones and different computers. So we want to ensure also that we stay protected, no, anywhere we work. Okay. Then right now we have AI tools such as ChatGPT, different tools. So a lot of things that can we can use, no, to hype up or to make everything more productive. So a lot of people right now are using AI tools to finding ways to get their work done faster. So a lot of times people are stuck in meetings, they don't feel productive. Right now, we're busier more than ever, no? Especially after we've adopted the hybrid workspace or work from anywhere. We feel a lot more busy and a lot of tasks become repetitive and a lot of tasks become more stressful, no, for us. So we're always looking to find other tools to help us work efficiently and to work faster. So a lot of this is going gearing towards AI-powered tools. So with Microsoft, you have Copilot, which I'll explain also later. But during these times, security is the top of mind of everyone. even for small to medium businesses and even corporate or large businesses, we are vulnerable to the same threats. Wala siyang pinipili, no? If small business ka ba or large business, a lot of cyber attacks, no, are rampant these days, especially with SMB as well. Siyempre, attackers will think, no, that SMBs don't have a layer of security, they're more prone, but it's the same for everyone. So we've seen a lot of increase in ransomware attacks over the past year, and a lot of those targeted small to medium businesses. But right now, top of mind of everyone is how can I improve my security? Okay. What are the things? So there's a lot of products. So, but here I'm talking to you about Microsoft 365, or for this session, it's Microsoft 365 Business Premium. So it's basically it's your cost-effective productivity platform with security in mind. No? So where you can securely work from virtually anywhere. It includes Microsoft Teams, your Office applications, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, Outlook, and a lot more security options. Well, I'll explain later in detail. But the benefits of the solution will help you grow your business. No? It's designed to equip business owners to respond to some challenges, no, that we face today. So one of the challenges is for collaboration. How do we connect people? How do we secure your business, no, with technologies that we can trust? And how do you essentially reduce costs? So with Microsoft 365, first and foremost, we need to build a zero trust foundation, no? So that we can keep data safe from any unauthorized access. So if you don't know, zero trust is basically don't trust anything and assume breach. Then in Microsoft 365, we can defend against this cyber threats. So of course, if you're gonna ask if it's sufficient enough, yes, but it will depend on your policy, no, if how secure that you want it to be, so and so forth. But next in line, once we build that foundation, we need to also simplify how do we manage these devices, how do we manage our desktops, what's our mode of management when it comes to using mobile phones. Okay? We need to actually control which devices the users can use to access the work data or work application. Then we essentially save money by consolidating these applications. Sometimes we have multiple solutions deployed in our company, but now we can actually bundle it into Microsoft 365. Maybe there are some things that we can consolidate and you can let go of some of your solutions to have a more central management, no, of your applications and softwares that you use and deploy within your company. So basically, when we talk about Microsoft 365, you have your identity and access controls, device management, device security, email and app security, and data security. First layer, actually, I want to highlight is the identity and access controls, which is your Entra ID. No? Usually, the first point of attack for cyber threats is basically the user. So, palaging user ang tinatamaan. A lot of my customers before who were attacked, the pain point really when we found out, investigated, it's really the user, no? So the one user was compromised, then it spread across. The first question that we asked if they have MFA in place. So if the answer is no, well, one of the customer no answered no. They don't have any MFA. So that's the reason why it was attacked. Of course, it's not just enough, no, to have MFA. You have to have a layer of security in place. So if you ask, baka, sir, may MFA na kami pero na-attack kami. But we have to take a look, no? So since attackers are being more equipped, no, lalo na with AI, so there's a lot of advanced threats, no, coming. But yeah, you need to be prepared as well. Okay? And maganda rin dito, if you have your identity and access controls in place, you have, parang you can enable single sign-on. If you're using SAB B1, you can use Entra ID to authenticate the access, no? So, sino ba yung pwedeng mag-access mga tools na yan? It can be a third-party tool, can be homegrown, pwede rin natin siya i-integrate. But basically, we need to set that layer of security lalo na sa mga users. And also, if may mga mobile device tayo, we need to have that device management. Marami din dito, diba? There are some schools right now who are using device management for mga tablets para sa mga students. So, aware din tayo dun. But especially for corporate, we need to manage also if you're using mobile devices, lalo na to access the company email, company data. So we need to protect that as well. Tapos for example, meron tayong mga users na for example, you want them to stay in the office lang. So we can do conditional access as well. We have our device security and email security. Ito yung mga Defender stack. So if you take a look at Microsoft and search Microsoft Defender, there's a lot of products available to us. But here we'll focus on device security and email and app security. Then how do you protect your data now? Even if it's encrypted at rest, we need to do a layer of security though, kahit na nasa Microsoft Graph siya or nasa OneDrive mo, we need to ensure that all those information that's classified or highly confidential, we need to protect that as well. So I'll give you practical scenarios for Microsoft 365 and the solution and how M365 addresses it. So one of the challenges right now is we have a lot of legacy communication tools, or we have a lot of tools that's not being managed by your administrator. Like for example, if you're using Viber, if you're using Messenger, syempre, these tools, sometimes we use these communication to send mga attachments. It's really hard to collaborate in real time. Sometimes pag nagsisend tayo ng documents, may mga versioning issues. And sometimes we slow down productivity if we have sobrang spread out na communication tool with Microsoft 365, with Teams included, then you have your collaboration, co-authoring. So with Microsoft Teams, actually everyone can be more involved in meetings. They can share documents together. They can work on documents together and presentations in real time. So it's more efficient not to use these collaboration tools, especially for businesses, since you can control actually which people can, which users can access which site or how can they chat together. It's more on managing also yung mga users natin who has access to these applications and files. Okay? So alam naman natin mga productivity tools. Actually ngayon, you're using Microsoft Teams. So can be more efficient, and especially lalo na if there's things going on in the business, you have also your audit. You can check if there's some conversations that you want to take note of. Okay? Another challenge is unauthorized access to work. So sometimes when we go home or we go to another place to work, there may be bad actors no, to try to gain access to work information. That's yun yung sinasabi ko kanina, no? So, may mga bad actors to get the information of the users. Tapos, yun na yung magiging starting point ng attack. Wherein Entra ID is basically your identity and access management software or tool that can help you authenticate those users and set conditional policies, conditional access policies. For example, if you want users to access only your corporate network, or if you want to set the location wherein you can only access it when you're in the Philippines, so you can do so. Here, with conditional access, actually, you can set yung parameters. No? If you require them to sign in again, if you require authentication every time they use the applications, or if they access their email or certain SharePoint sites or OneDrive or any application, you can basically add certain controls so that you can safeguard yung access din nila. Since here, 99% of identity attacks are thwarted by multi-factor authentication, which is true. But there is that 1% also that we need to think about. So most common attacks that we hear is about phishing attacks. That's emails trying to sound like it's legit. One of the customers then, for example, na-attack yung identity, your email gets attacked, especially if you're one of the bosses, no? If you get attacked and you send a phishing email, sometimes the employees take note of that email, then they try to open the link. Or it happened to me before. So our company before has, a lot of phishing attack trainings. Sometimes they post as a legitimate email, or may kita natin minsan, no? May mga email tayo, kunyari receive natin from Metrobank, from BDO, tapos kunyari na compromise or they require us to sign in again. No? So they post as a legitimate email, lalo na kung minsan tinatakot ka nila, no? Nawala yung or na-block yung bank account mo, so you have to sign in again. So that things we need to think about now. So attacker basically uses the stolen credentials, then can send emails or basically access your company data. So with Defender for Office 365, it protects you from these kinds of phishing attacks. So especially, lalo kung busy tayo, no, we sometimes click accidentally or unknowingly. With Defender for Office 365, it scans the attachment, no, and put it in the security sandbox. So sometimes if you click the URL or you click the attachment, it will prompt you, parang at least it's a warning sign for you to be aware that it may be a phishing attack already. Next, one of the things, one of the more common attacks, no, is ransomware, where hackers attempt to target encrypted or important files and demanding payment for them to be unlocked. So a lot of businesses see this as a top concern as well. How does Microsoft protect against this ransomware? So we have our Defender for Office 365, Defender for Business. So it's a multi-layered ransomware protection, can stop the attack, no, before they occur. Okay, with the Microsoft Defender, we'll have protection in place even if the user is tricked into bypassing defenses, or a malicious actor is able to get past the protection, no. So Defender for Business will detect and stop suspicious behavior automatically, as well as correlate multiple related alerts into a single incident. So ang maganda dito is you have that kind of visibility and reporting, especially if a ransomware or a threat is detected now in real time. So another challenge as business owners is we deal a lot of sensitive information. Now, it can be financial information, it can be secret project that you're doing, or you keep customer records, employee records, especially mga SSS numbers or mga public record or mga private records. No? So a lot of these sensitive information, sometimes we send it to multiple people, and those people send to multiple external users, or sometimes if there are bad intentions, so sometimes they keep sensitive information, or you yourself try to keep it in your personal drive. No? But sometimes, pag nawala na yung employee or the employee leaves or you lose that USB or external hard drive, sometimes nawawala na yan. So, may access pa rin sila. It can be used for bad things. Or ma-leak out yung mga secrets ng company. But with Microsoft 365, you have your information protection. So it's basically encrypting that file to note that it's a sensitive file. So even if, for example, the customer leave, the employee leaves with that information, they cannot access it. No? Especially, one, it requires yung authentication natin. Then yung sensitivity level natin, parang naka-encrypted siya. Since wala siya company, wala siyang, for example, it's from Crayon, wala siyang crayon.com email address to log into, wala siyang for authentication, hindi na ma-access yan. Similar scenario, before when I was also in Microsoft, I kept a lot of PowerPoint presentations for myself kasi it's very useful and makikita niya dun sa internal ni Microsoft. So there's a lot of PowerPoint presentations or information that I need to help be better at presentations, or at least hindi ko na-recreate. But when I left that company, all of those files is no longer available to me. So lahat ng mga sinave kong PowerPoint presentations, hindi ko na siya nagamit. Because they have this information protection in place, which notes that it's for internal or for Microsoft property only. Another thing is, right now, you may be thinking, paano yung mga personal devices ng mga users. Siyempre, pag ginagamit nila yung mobile phones nila, we cannot keep track of what they want to do with those sensitive information or confidential business documents. So with Microsoft 365, we can protect against data leakage. So actually, we can set into app protection policies that we can set which applications can the user access, or how they access the work documents or sensitive information or company information. So we have actually you have those into app protection policies we can separate actually work applications from personal applications. So administrators can specify which that work documents and what documents as classified as work and what is classified as personal. And especially right now, one of the main thinking of employees if you deploy into ano na yung mga personal application ko. So we keep it separate. There are two types of control that we can do. We can control the whole device or manage it at the application level only. So if nawala yung phone, or if nawala na yung employee, administrators can basically wipe out yung lahat ng mga corporate data na nandun sa code nila. So lahat ng applications, pwede na sila walang access to Outlook, Word, OneDrive, etc. So yung mga personal applications nila, hindi siya madadamay if you use the application level management lang. Next is siyempre we have complex stack. Then with Microsoft 365, basically we can para siyang bundle meal. You have your productivity tools, you have security, and it's para at a discounted price as compared to buying them individually. So next is about Copilot. So Copilot is basically your ChatGPT siya, but for corporate siya. It uses your information in the Microsoft Graph, yung mga files, meetings, mga chats, calendars, contacts, mga OneDrive, SharePoint, anything that you have access to, it can read, and give you the proper response based on your query or your prompt. So pag may Copilot tayo, meron tayong Copilot na free, which you can use if you have your Microsoft account. You can try copilot.microsoft.com. It's a chat-based. You can use it to ask questions, or if you have queries, like for example, if you want to learn more about SAP B1 or Microsoft 365, you can ask Copilot for features, and you can keep the conversation going with Copilot. I'm here to talk to you about the Copilot for Microsoft 365. It's an add-on basically on your existing Microsoft productivity solution. If you have Office 365 or you're on Microsoft 365 Business, it's an add-on to that. Okay, so Copilot chat accesses, or Copilot for Microsoft 365 accesses your company data, to give you proper examples. Like for example, if I work now that I'm working in Creon, we have a lot of products in our scope. So if I have, for example, questions in what Creon can do for Microsoft 365 customers, how can we support our partners, I basically ask that, and it gives me references from our SharePoint file sites or by OneDrive, or even the conversations that I have with different people within the organization. So you can use it with your applications such as Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Then if you want to build your own Copilot, it's like a chatbot with a specified purpose, you can use Copilot Studio as well. So just to give you an idea, you can basically use Copilot to summarize long PDFs. It can draft emails for you, can generate even images, custom images. It can use Copilot to learn a new skill or get answers for a specific question. Like if you're using it at Word, maybe you want to create a document, if you have like for example a product specification document and you want to create an end user guide, you can use that. Or you want to, for example, compare documents. If you're in the HR, for example, if you have an opening for a key or account management role, you have this set of job description, you can basically compare different CVs or different resumes and ask Copilot to compare these candidates against the job description that I said, then which one is the best candidate for you. So that's just one of the things you can do with Copilot in Word. And if you're having those days now, if you're stuck and don't know how to start your PowerPoint presentation, Copilot can also create a short presentation for you based on an Excel file, based on a Word file, or basically you can ask Copilot, for example, to create a short presentation uh, for uh, for training management or training potential managers, for example, or create a presentation comparing Microsoft 365 Business Premium against Microsoft 365 Enterprise, for example. Then in Excel, actually, that's one of the things that I use also, no. So it's basically your can help you analyze or explore your data, no. Especially if you have businesses or if you're in a manufacturing industry, you can basically ask which is your best-selling product, what is the cost to sales ratio, or you can basically ask Copilot to analyze the profit margins for you as well. So it doesn't create an Excel file for you or a table for you, but it helps you analyze your current data, no, presented in the Excel sheet file. Okay, that's just some of the things that we can do. If you want to explore more, actually, you can talk to your ARC1 representatives. You can have a deeper discussion regarding this. Here are just the top things to try if you have Microsoft 365 Copilot in Teams, Outlook. If you want to, for example, pick up a meeting in Teams, like for example, if this team meeting is record and transcribe and you have access to that record and transcription, you can basically ask Copilot to ask what's going on in the meeting, who are the speakers, who has participated, so on and so forth. So you don't have to, I don't know, sometimes if you need to step up for a bit, you can really catch up on the meeting and what's going on. Okay. So we talked about Microsoft 365 Business Premium and Copilot. So the one thing that we need to take note of is that, especially when you're dealing with sensitive information, Copilot, since Copilot reads most of the information within the Microsoft tenant, or anything that you have access to, we need to ensure that this information doesn't get shared or doesn't get released to those unauthorized users. So that's why Microsoft 365, better together with Copilot, is Microsoft 365 has these capabilities or security capabilities to protect you against leakage of your information. And anything you set within the Microsoft 365 tenant, it applies to Copilot. So Copilot respects the policy that you have set within your Microsoft 365 or Microsoft tenant. Okay. So that's it. I'll hand it over to Fila for the closing and the next steps. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Arnold. So I think with everything naman is discussed. And then if ever merong mga questions, so later on, i-discuss natin yan. So also, we'd really appreciate your thoughts on today's session. So this feedback form is for our clients. So please scan the QR code on your screen to access this quick feedback form for you to be included in the raffle draw later. So alam naman natin, di ba, yung raffle is for our clients. So please, para ma-include kayo sa list doon, please answer this quick feedback form, and then also the link will also place it in the chat box. Okay, so if you have any questions about what we've discussed so far, now is the time to ask. So let's open the floor for our Q&A session. So these are our panelists for today. We have Engineer Erwin Padrique, our CEO. We have Ms. Regine Silmaro, the SAP Business One Development Lead. We have Mr. Arnold Chua, the Solution Specialist from Creon, and our Business Development Managers from Luzon and Visayas, Mindanao. We have Ms. Marife Crucero and Mr. Glenn Mujeres. Hi, everyone. Kamusta, kamusta?
Hi, Phil.
Hi,
Yes.
good afternoon, everyone.
Sige. Okay, my questions. I've read something here sa Q&A na portion. Naglo-load lang siya. Wait. So my first question dito from D. Go. Question regarding yung business logic when using RESTful API. Does business logic mean those inside the transaction notification, inside the HANA database, or does it take into account those transaction notification that was deployed in the database? So I think this question is for Regine. Hi, Rog. Nakamute ka, Rog. Hello.
Yeah, sorry. So, yung service layer is an API na ini-expose niya yung mga business objects. So, yung mga customer master data, item master data, sales order, invoice. So, yun yung pwede nating ma-access outside SAP B1 client. So, service layer is like, in-extend niya lang yung access to those datas outside the SAP business client. And then yung transaction notification kasi, it's a built-in tool ng SAP B1. So it is used only to validate data. Para lang siyang blocker, checker if the datas are valid. So if ever meron ng mga transaction notifications na created dun sa database na yon, and then once you use service layer to post entries dun sa B1, parang, di ba kasi yung TN, maglalabas siya ng error message sa baba if the entries are not valid. So, kung magagamit ka ng service layer, yung mga error message na yon, nire-return din as a response if ever na-satisfy or na-satisfy yung mga validation na sinet mo. So, yeah. That's it. And to add lang din, di ba meron tayong mga SQL views na kine-create dun sa database. So, kasi yung mga views na yon, yung mga SQL script na views, ginagamit natin siya inside V1. So, if mag-create ka ng mga SQL views, and di ba, yung mga views na yun, hindi pa siya part of the standard, user-created siya. Initially, hindi siya exposed sa service layer, but once ma-add mo na siya, kailangan mo lang i-refresh yung service layer or like i-restart para yung mga bagong na-add, like the SQL view or even yung mga UDF na hindi pa siya existing before, tapos in-add mo lang, or the UDT, kailangan mo lang i-refresh, i-restart si service layer para yung mga bagong added na yon mag-reflect siya. So, ma-expose din siya outside. Para ma-expose din siya sa service layer.
Okay.
So, yun.
May follow-up question din si Ma'am Rog. With regards to post, ito ba yung na-answer mo? If it's possible to post it via draft table so it undergoes approval template with SAP?
So, yan. Yes, possible po. So, sample, sales order or AR invoice, dadaan siya ng approval, no? So, masasave siya as draft. So, For that kasi, sa parang ibang endpoint siya masasave. So, di ba sa sample natin kanina, we tried to post sales order, ginamit natin orders na endpoint. So, for the drafts, ibang endpoint naman siya papasok. So, nasa drafts siya na endpoint. Pero, need mo lang i-specify yung object type para alam ng system na this draft is sales order na draft or AR invoice na draft. So meron din siyang separate.
Okay. Sige, another question. Is service layer capable of getting data from multiple databases at the same time?
Sa service layer kasi, you need to log into a specific database. So pwede naman siya if you log into multiple databases at the same time. So parang mag-create ka ng ibang connections at the same time. So pwede siya.
Okay. There's a follow-up question regarding on the approval template within SAP. So, would it go through a built-in approval templates of SAP Business One, or would a web integration requires the approval workflow to be put outside the SAP Business One client, like let's say a web app using Laravel?
So, whatever process po na nakaset na sa B1, ipapalo niya. So, sample, ano siya, sample sales order, dadaan ng approval process. So, sa coding na side kasi, i-specify mo na sa draft siya dadaan. And then, yun, kasi pinapasok yun sa SAP Business One. So, pagpasok dun sa SAP Business One, alam niya na may approval process. So, dun, nasa-save siya dun, and then, dun na sa SAP Business One client, makikita mo siya sa list for to be approved. So, ganun. So, andun pa rin yung process. Hindi mo siya kailangang ilabas sa SAP B1. Ang ano lang talaga kay service layer is yung access ng data na extend lang outside B1 client. So pwede mo siyang i-read sa outside, pwede kang mag-create outside, pwede kang mag-update, delete. So yun lang. And yung processes inside B1 na set up na before, as is siya. So functioning pa rin siya.
Okay. So noted. Thank you, Rog. My question lang for Mr. Arnold Chua. Since Copilot does a search on my company's data, can I limit the search parameters on what data can Copilot see?
So, thank you for that question. Like I mentioned earlier, anything that you have access to, you can search with Copilot. So, in Copilot itself, it will just rely on kung ano yung sinet up mo na policy. You can set up different policies for your data, for information protection. Sila may access, for example, for confidential files. You can limit the access actually for SharePoint. Can allow certain users lang to access mga specific SharePoint sites. And also, if you have, like for example, conditional access policy or even DLP policies, which is data loss prevention policies, doon natin siya isa-set, no? Yung mga configuration natin para to ensure anyone that uses Copilot has access to those specific files or those information only.
Okay, noted on that, Arnold. Okay, may questions pa ba from our client today? Wala na, because we will be closing the survey or the filling up of the survey form in 5 minutes. Ay, may one more pa. Regarding Microsoft. Okay, hi ma'am or sir. I think this question will be for Mr. Arnold Chua. Baka nagtatay pa si si ma'am or si sir. Okay. In case possible, as Sir Arnold showed, regarding on the endpoint and ZTN. Is SASE possible as Arnold showed yung kanina? Can you answer ba, Sir Arnold?
SASE is, ano ba SASE? Secure access. Secure access possible.
Regarding on the full cloud and entire na infra.
Okay. If secure access ba ang SASE is secure access related. So yes, pwede naman siya, but it will depend actually. We recommend actually scoping or for example an assessment on your landscape, no? Especially what you want to achieve, ano yung mga certain trigger points or ano yung mga priorities natin in the organization. But it can be addressed with Microsoft 365 Business Premium to secure yung identity nga natin, endpoints. Dahil kung full cloud siya, yung infrastructure natin, yes, kaya siya. So even actually on a hybrid model, if you have on-premise Active Directory or on-premise applications, kaya din siya i-cover ni Microsoft 365. Siguro baka it will not be within the Microsoft 365 Business Premium already, maybe a different plan or can be a mix between different solutions of Microsoft. But to answer your question, it's possible, but siguro it's a case-to-case basis depending on your end goal. And siguro best case is to set a meeting with ARC1 representative para we can discuss that further po.
Yes, definitely. I know may magsiset talaga ng schedule sa different na different time. Okay. So before we will close siguro, can I ask siguro a parting words from our panelists? Is Sir Erwin ba here? If wala, maybe we can start off with Rog. Rog.
Hello. Parting. Siguro lang. Thank you all for joining today's session and on SAP Business One Service Layer. So I hope this gave you a clear understanding of how is SAP Business One is evolving to support modern business operations. Yeah.
Okay. Arnold.
So thank you everyone for joining. So I hope this session is helpful for you. So siguro let's speak again together with ARC1. So if you have different requirements, so Microsoft has a lot of products within the stack. Maybe it's productivity, maybe it's an infrastructure requirement. So let's talk. And I would like to thank ARC1 as well now for this continuous partnership and inviting us to this session as well.
Thank you. Miss Marife, hi.
Hi, thank you, Phil. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So thank you all for joining us today. If you have any question or would like to explore further how this solution can benefit your organization, please feel free to reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to assist you. Until next time, stay innovative and thank you once again for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you, Ma'am. Glenn. Okay, thank you, Glenn. So before we will close and move on to the raffle, let's take a moment to smile and strike a pose for our virtual photo op. So are you ready? So kindly open your cameras. Pa-exit na lang ako nung ano, nung deck. Wow, ang gaganda.
Si Rog, may manok.
Huh? No, you talk na nakamute.
Sorry naman.
Okay, so open na ba ang ng cameras ang lahat? Okay, ila-large ko lang muna ha. Together, large gallery. Okay, I can see from, okay, hi Ingrid. Hi, Sir Joel. Hi. Si Sir Jan Will nandito. Si Ma'am Rema. Hi, Ma'am. Ma'am, yung background ko lang yung nakikita mo. Si Ma'am Sammy. Si Sir Felix. Hi, Sir Felix. Hi, Miss Jill. Nandito na si Ma'am Rema. Okay, let's smile. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, another one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Last one, yung naka-arc one pose, please. Okay, 1, 2, 3, arc one. Okay, so now, nandito na tayo sa exciting part. I'll move you over to Marge. Hi, Marge.
Hi, Ma'am Fila. And hi again, partners. So, I'm sure excited na kayo malaman kung sino ba ang ating 12 lucky raffle winners who will be receiving 500 GCash prize sponsored by Crayons.
Okay, thank you, Marge, and congratulations to all of the winners. So I think kanina hindi natin narinig si Glenn. So I'll give the floor again to Glenn, our Business Development Manager for Visayas and Mindanao. Hi, Glenn. Please make sure that you're not on mute.
Okay, hi. Thanks, Sila. Rinig ba? Rinig na?
Yes.
Pa-thumbs up naman. Sorry, guys. Ayawn. Sige, thank you. Sige, so thank you everyone for joining our event this afternoon. As usual, thank you for the support sa mga webinars namin. And then I hope you learn a ton of information from Rog about service layer and from Arnold about M365 and Copilot. So we're half of the year na. Coming half of the year, marami pa tayong webinars and expect more invitations from us. So see you on the next. Salamat. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you again for all the attendees for today. So on to the next ARC 1 session. So thank you again and congratulations sa nanalo. So please send me an email para ma-receive nyo na yung prices nyo via GCash. And thank you, Crayon. Thank you, ARC 1. Thank you to all the team from marketing, sales, delivery, Rog. Thank you. Arnold, thank you, Hannah, and all the people behind, and all our clients. Bye-bye and have a great day.